Oh hey, do you always have those tight upper traps on you? Are you always trying to stretch your neck from side to side for relief? If so, that sucks. But don't worry, you're in luck because I'm going to show you 3 moves to help loosen up these traps so you don't have to feel like you got to keep stretching over and over and over again. If you're not familiar with my videos, I like to show 3 movements to help relieve tension for long periods of time, and we can accomplish that by doing these moves in succession of each other, where with the first move I show you how to reduce that tension, but then secondly I help you restore motion in that area, and then thirdly I help you reinforce that area so then we can hold on to that change for long periods of time. This routine is going to be killer if you work at a desk for a living because those individuals always have the tightest upper traps. So first thing we need is somewhere to sit. I got a bench or you can use a chair at home. I'm going to start by loosening up my left side. So what I'm going to do is hold on to the edge of this bench, or I'd hold on to the edge of a chair. And I'm going to lean away until I feel some tension here. And I'm going to tilt my head and look up towards the ceiling. I feel a huge stretch through my upper trap right now. You're going to take your opposite hand over the top here. I'm going to lightly push down with about 20 to 30% of my max effort. And I'm just going to hold this isometric contraction for a good 7 to 10 seconds. After my time, I'm going to relax and then see if I can sink further into that range, which I can. And I'm going to repeat the process. So this time I'm pushing down with about 30 to 40% of my max effort for a good 10 seconds or so. And then I relax, shake it off a little bit, see if I can go further. I'm going to repeat this for 3 rounds. Now I'm going to try to push down with about 50% of my max effort, really feeling a good contraction. My whole body's shaking a little bit. And then I relax, shake it off, and then go even further. After a good 2 to 3 rounds, that should reduce that tension quite a bit. And then of course, we would just want to repeat the process on the other side. Same thing where I grab, lean away, feel tension, tilt, look up, hold, press down with 20% of my max effort for a good 10 seconds. Relax, go further into the range, repeat 8, 9, 10. Relax even further, repeat one last time with 50% of my max effort. 3, 2, 1. I'm already feeling more loosey-goosey, but that's the easiest part, which is reducing tension. But that tension is going to come right back in about 15 minutes if we don't reinforce it with more movement strategies. So the second movement strategy is to restore motion. Specifically, we're going to restore neck range of motion. So our next move is going to be doing a neck or a cervical car. And a car just stands for controlled articular rotation, meaning we're going to really try to carve out as much of that neck range as possible, especially after we just reduced a lot of this tension. So first, you're going to clench your body almost like you're a 2-year-old throwing a tantrum. You're going to flex your neck or bring your chin towards your chest. And then you're going to rotate to one side. I'm starting on my left till I run out of real estate, and then I'm going to start to side bend and then roll into that extension, just really trying to carve out as much of that range as possible. After a half circle, that's only half a rep, so then we're going to reverse it. Keeping that chin down, rotate to the right, side bend, and then roll into that full extension. Turtle wins the race with this movement. We want to really carve out that range and live at those end ranges so we can teach our nervous system to hold on to these ranges for longer periods of time. So that was only 1 rep. I'm going to do a good 5 of these. Again, same principles apply. Just trying to really take my time with this one. If you rush through it, you're not going to be able to really carve into those end ranges and make those neurological changes that we're looking for. And if you're having any pinching or pain with this, don't be a hero and just kind of work your way around it. So I had some pinching through here. As I rep this out, I kind of work around it, continue the movement. And then as I rep it out, I'm going to see if I can start to carve into that range. And a lot of times it'll continue to open up as you rep through it. But if it doesn't, don't be a hero and push through it. Just move within the ranges that you have. And as you start to build this routine into your daily routine, it should start to loosen up more and more as you practice this. So we reduced that upper trap tension, we restored full range of motion in our neck. Next, we want to reinforce those changes. Specifically, we want to work on our shoulder girdle stability, and we could do that by enhancing our middle and lower trap activation so it starts to turn off these tight upper traps. One of my favorite moves to reinforce these changes is done with a pull-up bar, but if you don't have a pull-up bar at home, I'll show you an alternative after. So using a pull-up bar, if you have a bench in front of you, it can help you stay more relaxed. And from here, we're just going to do some scat pull-ups. So a traditional pull-up, you would be coming all the way up. Scat pull-ups mean we're just going to try to pull those shoulder blades down towards our back pockets. And I'm going to hold for a good 3 to 5 seconds and then slowly relax and sag even more. We're going to repeat this for a good 5 to 6 reps, really trying to facilitate that middle and low trap. You shouldn't feel much upper trap here, and if you do, you have a lot of tension, or I'll show you that regression exercise on the floor after this. And after our 5th or 6th rep, I might try to just hold this isometric for as long as possible, or at least a good 10 seconds to try to reinforce that even more. After just 5 or 6 reps, I really feel a lot of activation through here, a little bit through my lat and serratus, but the most important thing is I don't feel any activation in my upper trap because we're trying to turn down the volume knob on it. So if you have a pull-up bar at the gym or at home, I recommend doing this one, but if you don't worry, I got you covered. So no equipment involved with this one, we just need our body weight. We're gonna get down into a low bear position, so I'm in this quadruped. I'm gonna drop down, make a diamond with my hands, flare my elbows out so it's at about a 45-degree angle. And then from here, we wanna set up that good shoulder position. So I'm gonna shrug up and then do the opposite, really bring those shoulder blades down. And then from here, I'm gonna put pressure through my palms and my forearms, and then I'm gonna drive my toes into the ground to bring myself up into this low bear position. I'm gonna hold this for a good 3 to 5 seconds and then come back down. We're gonna do a good 5, even 10 reps if you can handle it. Really trying to work on those nice, slow, controlled repetitions, just holding this really good, stable position. Again, as you rep this out, you don't want your upper traps cranking on. You wanna keep those shoulder blades tucked throughout. And if for some reason you feel your upper traps engaging, think about packing your chin down and towards the back of your throat, or growing your spine tall as you rep these out. And if you feel your upper traps engaging after about 5 or 6 reps, that just means you're fatiguing that stability strategy, so you know to just pause there, because if you keep doing these while the upper traps are engaged, you're only feeding into that compensation pattern. So there you have it. If you have tight upper traps, I showed you 3, well technically 4 moves that'll help you reduce that tension for long periods of time. Again, for overview, the first move was to reduce that upper trap tension. The second move was to restore motion, specifically in the spine at that area. And the 3rd/4th move was to reinforce that stability in that area so we don't keep cranking into that compensation pattern. If this routine helped you, this is something you might want to do daily or at least every other day for a couple-week period until you feel that tension starting to drop. And if my philosophy makes sense to you, with this 3-prong approach where we want to reduce tension, restore motion, and then reinforce stability in that area, let me know what body area you want to see next so I can keep giving you strategies to move better, feel better, so you can live happier. And of course, if you like this video, give this video a like. Also subscribe. And if you got tight hammies, check out this video to start reducing that tension now.